Black Supremacy's Nattyisisyah, going live here on Instagram for the first time because I want to talk about this thing where you cannot care about black women and their health and the black man at the same time. So I definitely want to go in on that. Hello. So I guess I'm just going to wait for a few people to join the chat for a little bit, and then we're going to talk about this issue, because I don't know how you can say that you are healing yourself, but you cannot include the black man in that healing. Because a lot of times I even hear two people say that the black man cannot heal women, and it's like, have you ever heard of a doctor? Have you ever heard of a witch doctor? A healer, gender don't really come into play when it comes to a healer. It's either you can heal somebody or you cannot. And I made a video about that a couple months ago. I still gotta edit the video, and I'm going to post it on here. I post it on YouTube. But today I want to talk about this issue where women are being forced to either choose between healing herself, which, in terms of self-care, healing other women, or choose between supporting the black man that may have a radical voice and a voice that they don't understand, a viewpoint that women don't understand. And sisters are being cornered off. Sisters are being cornered off by other sisters on this so-called womb healing journey, on this so-called self-care healing journey. And when I explore this self-care journey, everything that I have read about, everything that my intuition has told me, everything that I'm seeing is telling me that you have to get rid of the blame. You have to be able to move past these things that are hurting you. You have to be able to feel the pain. You have to be able to experience the hurt and the pain that maybe these people may have caused you. And you have to be able to work past that. I'm seeing sisters in a perpetual state of blame, a perpetual state of self-victimization, a perpetual state of imbalance. And I want to know, how can anybody else in such a state, heal anybody else if you can't get past it yourself? How can you give advice and you can't get past it yourself? How do I know this advice that you've given to other sisters out there, to me, is worth anything if you still struggling and suffering and have the same problems that you claim got you in the mess in the first place? So I'm going to wait and see if anybody else come in the room. I don't want to go too far ahead of myself. But that has been something that I have been seeing reoccurring, is this whole situation of sisters talking about they healing themselves and they're healed, and womb healing and yoni steaming and yoni cleanse and yoni eggs and yoni pearls and all this shit. But at the end of the day, they still blaming the black man for their problem. The black man is still the reason why their yoni stank. Really? The black man is the reason why they yoni loosed. So because they yoni loose and they yoni stank, we're not supposed to support the black man. We're not supposed to support the black man. Because you popped it open for everybody on your block, I'm supposed to hate every black man I lay my eyes on. I ain't with you on that. I'm sorry. Because you got an STD, a virus. What they tell you is an STD and a virus, and they tell you they cannot cure it, and they tell you they cannot heal it. Some of these things are, they give you a pill and you can take care of it, but still it's the black man's fault that your yoni falling out. You didn't even know what the word yoni was until you had an issue. A lot of you didn't even know what the word yoni was until you started smelling shit. I don't even want to go there, but if it wasn't for this black man that you are all blaming, some of you wouldn't even know how to deal with your feminine parts. And it's not the black man's fault that your mother did not teach you how to take care of your vagina and your womb. It's not the black man's fault. It's not the black man's fault that you got STD, gonorrhea, chlamydia, herpes. It's not the black man's fault. He's not the one injecting these viruses into people. There is on record evidence that things like AIDS were created and it wasn't by a black man? Why is it that we can heal our womb from things that we blame on the black man, but we cannot heal our mind, we cannot heal our hearts or our womb from everything going on in the matrix of today that the white man has caused, that being in the matrix has caused? So let me get this straight. We both are here under the same type of tyranny, the same type of mind control, the same type of pain, the same traumas. But we gonna turn and blame the person next to us, on the hospital bed next to us. We gonna blame the person in the hospital room with us for why your leg cut off, why your arm burning. That shit don't make no sense. That's basically what is going on here with a lot of this self-care movement. And I'm saying, if we're going to have this so-called self-care, feminine movement, it needs to be for real. Not just because what's really happening, let me break it really down to you. What's really happening, a lot of these sisters is just doing it for the money, okay? They talk about not coddling black men. And they talk about, they get really nasty with it. They call you all type of names. A cum dumpster, bottom feeder. They will call you all out your name in the name of healing. Okay? But at the end of the day, it's sisters hating sisters, coddling sisters that hate sisters and brothers. But hating sisters that hate, hating sisters that love the black man, hating sisters who support the black man that they with, hating sisters that see the attack on the black man and is not going to go for that. It's not falling for the okie doke. A lot of them doing it just for money. Okay, a lot of sisters have sold out. Okay, and I would say that it's more sisters that have sold out than it is brothers that have sold out. Okay. Sisters have sold out. Sisters, black men, the black community, black children, sisters have literally sold out. Okay? So don't, I guess, like my page on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube. It's the same name, Nattyisisyah. But I'm through pretending like these sisters mean me well, because I'll be honest, as many brothers as I have been hurt by, abused, I've equally been abused by sisters. I've equally been befriended by sisters that meant me no good. A lot of these sisters, even nowadays, a lot of these sisters attacking other sisters that support their black men. You better believe that they just want that black man that they're with. Okay, I've seen it. They'll tell you, oh, he's no good, he cheats, oh, he hates black women, oh, he's abusive, or they'll just say all type of stuff, right? But trying to get with him. So explain that to me, and then say that they love black women, that they're all for their sisters. You don't care about how that sister feel when you're tearing her family apart. You don't care how that sister feel when you spreading lies on her, the black man that she's with. You don't care about how you're affecting that sister's yoni and her sacral and her womb chakra. You don't care about none of that. You care about how you're going to get your honey pot filled. These are the names, we're going by, right? You care about how you're going to get your next fix. And then it's like for 5-10 seconds, minute max of joy, of erotic bliss, sisters will sell a whole community out, and still have yoni eggs on the shelf. So there's no, they act like there's some type of shortage or limit on how much money they can make and how much support and customers and clients and all of this that they can get as far as it comes to yoni healing for business. They act as though there's a limit. But the one thing that you cannot replace culture. You cannot replace your people. And you really can't heal nobody. You can't heal nobody. There's none of these businesses is healing no sisters on this level. Okay? Because at the end of the day, if you got black man hatred, if you healing from black man hatred, and that's all you're healing from, you ain't healed. You have not healed a damn thing. You have not healed nothing. If out of your healing, you can look and point and say that the black man is the problem. I want to know, how many black men have you been with? And where are you finding these black men? And now that you have cleansed your yoni and your chakras are supposed to be aligned and lit up, now that you have done all this, are you going to continue to be able to blame and attack black men? Are you going to be able to be weak to these weak black men, as you know, that you seem to keep attracting? Because I want to know, what is all the yoni cleansing for? You kegeling, you tightening the yoni, you shoving things up in there, you clamping on crystals, and then what? You're not going to have no black baby come through there? What is the point of rejuvenating this part of your body? And I'm not saying that women don't need to do this for themselves, but I'm saying exclusively spreading this message that we need to literally tighten up and just lock it up and not bring no more black babies through this portal until black men will do what? Because a lot of sisters, they're on the slide try to say, shut it down until black men, like what they're implying is shut it down until black men, I guess, defeat white supremacy or attack the system or whatever. They don't want to come out and just tell you who the real problem is. But they will threaten black men with no yoni, no vagina. They will threaten black men with no vagina. But when the black man is really, really going at the system, when he's really breaking down the psychology and the psychosis of why your mind is messed up, why your yoni messed up in the first place, when he's really breaking it down, you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. And I'm saying that it's just a contradiction, and it's too many mixed messages being sent. It's too many mixed messages being sent. Either because you basically telling the black man, you're not going to give him no yoni until he does what he needs to do to get us up out the system. But then when he takes the steps to get us up out the system, you attack him. And if you attack him in the midst of him helping us to get up out of the mess that we're in, how do you expect to get up out the mess that you're in? You can only tighten your vagina so much. You can only yoni steam so much. You can only do these things so much. It comes a point when you realize what's really at stake here. And let me be real, it's too much vagina for him to be worried about yours. Just like how you yoni steaming your vagina and you kegeling and you cleansing and you rubbing all these scented oils down there and doing all this stuff. Just like how you're doing that and you're putting it out there that you're not going to give him none until he does all this. He could equally go and find a sister and drop all this knowledge on her and go and build a nation with her, make black babies with her, impart his wisdom and his intuition on her. They could build all that. So you over there locking yourself off, shutting down, blocking energy, and in the end you're hurting yourself because you want that black man. You want to build with your sister. You want unity. You want black love. So you have not healed nothing. So you just put up this front. Meanwhile, this other sister who is doing the things you're doing and she's in bliss. She's in bliss. She's already reached black nirvana. She's already reached this black love. She's already reached this place that you say that you want to be at. So I'm just trying to tell you all that if you are selling out for some money, if you are selling out for some so-called sisterhood that is not meaning you no well, not doing nothing for you, that is attacking you, and you are, they're holding you bondage. A lot of these sisters is holding other sisters mentally in bondage, emotionally in bondage, threatening to ruin their whole life and their whole career. And I sit and I watch it and I'm like, it's a damn shame. It's a shame. And you doing all this yoni, you doing all this stuff, and you can't step to these other sisters. You can't step to these sisters trying to force you into these cliques, trying to ostracize you, threatening to tell your information, threatening to steal your man. It's a joke. It's a joke. And you put in too much value on part of your body. You're putting too much value on a part of your body when you are a whole being. You are a whole being. And I get that people got issues. Women got issues as far as it relates to their womb and their vagina and their yoni. I get that. But if you continue to put this over value on it at the risk of, or at the cost of the rest of you as a whole being, you are continuing to perpetuate the problem. Because now what's going to happen with your children's generation? What's going to happen with our daughters? They're going to be walking around with tight pum pum. They're going to be walking around with yoni eggs in their vagina all goddamn day. And guess what's going to happen? You keep perpetuating this without really dealing with the rest of you, without really dealing with the rest of our community. You're going to have little boys. They're going to want to know what kind of yoni egg Sasha got in her vagina. You get me? It's going to perpetuate the situation. They're going to want to know just how tight. Nothing changed. Instead of wanting to know what color panties she got on, they're going to know what color yoni egg, what crystal she got this week. Think about it. If you can't keep making it look like black men are the problem, as opposed to including them in our healing, as opposed to seeing them as our brother, having gone through the same problems. What about does the black man not need healing too? Some of y'all saying that black men can't heal the black woman. Okay, since black women are supposed to be this ultimate healer, as many as you proclaim, how many black men are you healing? And not just from hopping on his phallus after you did a womb cleanse. That I don't know if that completely counts. But if cleansing the womb is so healing and so part of a missing link to, I don't know, because all these black women healing, I don't necessarily see them as rising to the top, as really coming with no new information. How many black women doing all this yoni cleansing and yoni steaming? How many of them is coming with some new information, some from the divine universe, from harnessing all this information after you done cleansed out all of this mess that you say? How many of them is coming back and saying, you know what, this is the divine message I have for the black community? It should be sisters flooding this. But I see sisters crying, and I see sisters with problems still. I see sisters still don't know whether they should take their weave out. I see sisters still not sure whether they should ever want to be with a man. Like they still got these little insecurities and these weaknesses and these traumas and these problems. And I'm like, you didn't do nothing but spray no perfume on. You just spray perfume. Because if you still got the same problems afterwards, that's all I can see. Because I'm saying if cleansing the yoni is supposed to be the key to our survival somehow, because that's what you're implying, because you're throwing everything else out the window and putting that above everything else, would it not equally be right for the man to, I don't know, cleanse his phallus or do some phallus steaming? Should he not take the day off and go stick his phallus in a bowl of hot water while you over there struggling with the children? Should he not do the same thing while you wondering why your child not listening to you and you need his help? Should he not just be like, oh honey, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go stick my phallus in some cup of tea right here? Because that's basically what I see going on. I'm just gonna shove some crystals. Come on now. I'm just gonna tape crystals around my phallus. As a matter of fact, while I'm at it, we gonna have intercourse with these phalluses attached. Like, y'all would not like that. Y'all would not appreciate that. If men just started flipping the script and having, I mean, I'd hate to see it, but like just having phallus gatherings on how they're going to manipulate women with their phallus. Y'all would not like to see that YouTube video, because there's a lot of that on YouTube, Instagram. It's a lot of that going on. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I see too many sisters being. I feel the pressure. I know the pressure, because it's like I definitely want to help Black women deal with certain things that I know that these other sisters are not putting out there, because they got to bottle it up and sell it as a product. And I definitely want to help. But when I see it, I'm seeing like a pushback from the feminists, Black so-called feminists, or just not, some of them, these Black women, they're not going to accept that they're a feminist either, because they're trying to be on the radical side, or they're trying to present themselves to be on it, but at the same time trying to basically stop a divine message from coming through. And I'm saying, you don't want nobody healing. You don't want the community to heal. You want to see the suffering. You need the rape victims, or you won't have no money. You're like the doctor. And I want to know, why do you sisters want to be seen as the doctor? The doctor needs the sick patient. And we got to be careful that we don't design a Black world where we have just replaced the white man. We got to be careful we don't design a female, a world where the Black woman comes into a certain position, and I don't know, she's trying to replace the Black man in some cases. We got to be careful that we don't create a situation where the Black woman just becomes everything that she hates about the Black man. Because I'm seeing even lesbians coming out now. And it's sick. It's sick, some of what I'm seeing. So anyways, this is Nattyisisyah. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like this video. Share however you can share, because I don't know how you can do this here. And Black Supremacy. Also make sure that you go over and visit King Noble's YouTube channel at King Noble Higher Self, and his Instagram at kingnobleuncensored.c.o.m or KingNoble999. And there's also King Nobleism. So peace.